To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can y'all hear me out there? Yes. I just want to say thank you to Kathy and Cassie for inviting me to be a part of this as well. Both my dad and my grandfather are veterans, and thank you to all of you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for our country and just for being yourselves. You're a rare breed out there. Yeah, so thank you, everybody. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose red stripes and bright stars through the perilous tide o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the frost bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Next, we would like to welcome Pastor Bob to give a prayer and a blessing over the church.
Thank you, Kathy, for inviting me, and thank you, everyone, for coming here today. We're gathering this afternoon to remember and to give thanks and to honor all those who have served in our nation in uniform, and we particularly want to today dedicating this monument as a memorial to the lasting tribute to the courage and the sacrifice. This is holy ground, made sacred by love and service and memory. And so let's bow our heads in prayer. Gracious and loving God, beneath this open sky, we lift our hearts in gratitude for every man and woman who has worn the uniform of the United States. As a United Methodist pastor and retired lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army, I stand humbly and proud among those who know the weight of duty and the gift of freedom. We remember especially those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, whose names and stories live in the soul of this nation. May this memorial remind us always that freedom rests upon their sacrifice and that liberty's cost is etched in the hearts of those we honor today. We also remember the families who shared in this sacrifice, and the spouses and the parents and the children who have served through their love and patience and strength. Surround them, Lord, with your comfort and peace. Bless our veterans, those with us today and those watching from afar, those bearing visible scars, and those carrying unseen wounds. Grant them for your healing, your peace, and your abiding love. Now, Lord, bless this monument. May it stand as a place of remembrance and gratitude and hope. Let every visitor sense your presence, comfort among those who grieve, pride for those who serve, and inspiration for those who follow. Guide us as a nation to seek things that make for peace and to live with the same courage, humility, and love that we honor here today. And now, in faith and gratitude, I offer the blessing upon this memorial and all who stand before it. May this place forever proclaim the power of service, the beauty of sacrifice, and the promise of peace. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Now this place is officially dedicated.
Getting a video of it too.
Kathy wants to stand on her rock, so everybody buckle
That's my people.
I'm good. You know, if you fell off, it would really ruin my day. I'm not going to.
Get a black thruster to do.
How's that? Can everybody hear me? Yes. Can everybody see me? Yes. I found this outfit in the closet. Anyway, I'm going to be very emotional through my speech, so just bear with me. I got a hanky here, so if I stop for a minute, just let me get my stuff together. Today is the proudest day of my life. Honest to God, I'm not kidding you. I've been dreaming of this for at least 3 years, and it just didn't happen, and it just didn't happen. In the front part of my story, I'll tell you, and then I'll tell you how all this came to be. When I was 11, I wore a POW bracelet, and my soldier's name was Captain Lance Saigon. He was in the Air Force. He was a fighter pilot. He got shot down in Vietnam on November 6th, drug himself through the jungle for 6 weeks, evaded captivity, and finally was captured. He passed away on January 21st in captivity. He tried to escape and got away twice, and they recaptured him. So for whatever reason, God put it on my heart all those years ago, 56 years ago. And I've done this since I was a little kid. So as the wars came on and Desert Storm started, I thought I just need to be supportive, so I started sending letters. And back in the day, you could send a letter to any soldier, and I got tons and tons of letters back. And so it was 3 days after the Iraq War started. I was like, I think I'll tie yellow ribbons down the main street of Rifle. That's what the yellow ribbons were, these exact same ribbons. So my best friend Sharon and I decided we were going to go out at night because we're covert. So we dressed in black, black hats, black on our face, black everything. So we just get going down the street, and Sharon hollers across the street and goes, "Kathy, that's the cops." And I went, "Oh, no." And so anyway, he came up and he said, "So, what are you ladies doing?" And I said, "We're on a mission from God, Operation Yellow Ribbon. Tie yellow ribbon until they all come home." So then I told him the whole story of why I did it and blah, blah, blah. And I looked at him, I said, "Are you going to arrest us?" And he said, "Well, if they come to arrest you, they're going to arrest me. I'm a Vietnam veteran, Gulf War veteran. You ladies carry on." Those yellow ribbons were up for 7.5 years. We would rechange them every 2 months. And it was kind of like taps here. That was the identity of Rifle, and we always did it. We had Vietnam veterans come and help tie them, and at one point, we were going down, and I was like, I wonder if we can get to I-70. So we went all the way down the highway, and it kept going, 5 loaves and more ribbon, God, please, we just need more ribbon. By the time we were coming back, we had 2 ribbons left. And so we tied them on the antlers of the elk as you come into rifle. And Jerry Lowry, he was a Vietnam veteran, and he was so proud, and he turns around and he starts calling cadence. I said, Jerry, what do you say? And he goes, you don't want to know. And he marched off like that. So it was such a cool thing. And that's part of what I've done. And then we just started sending boxes. And the man that has paid for all of this, unfortunately, he couldn't make it today, Steve Kyneth, and he has supported me from the very, very beginning. He would give me money to mail boxes. He would just go, here you go, Kathy. I would go into Dollar Tree in Delta, and Lisa and Vince that worked in there, well, both of them work at the Merc now. And one time, my daughter Mandy was with me, and I filled 12 carts of stuff. And Lisa was just going like this, doing that, and my daughter's going, Mom, what are you doing? I was like, maybe just calm down, that's good. But what I would send was not hand sanitizer, socks. It was all fun stuff. So when they opened a box, it would be joy. It would be candy, sunflower seeds, games of any kind, Nerf footballs. I've gotten letters from soldiers that say, we were throwing the Nerf football through the med station. We were writing orders in crayon. And so what my purpose was is I would always send them to medics and chaplains because they saw the majority of the people. So we were just trying to keep it going and passing everything down. I have tons and tons and tons of letters that I wrote, and at some point, which I'll tell you in a minute, I'm going to write a book because these letters are so valuable, because every letter that I got back, they would say, here's the first letter that I got. You know, I haven't gotten a letter, and I would always send the St. Michael's medal and the St. Michael's prayer card. I put it on my dog tag, and it was just the coolest thing. So it was my way of reaching out to them to go, you're not forgotten. And on the monuments, the Iraq one, at the very end of my letter, I said, look to the north sky. Remember, we're praying for you and your family. So Lark on my team, we made a porcelain plaque, and it's on there. So it's just such a powerful thing. So when you think about all of the years that have gone on and that I've been doing this, I don't even know how many hundreds and hundreds of boxes that I sent. When I moved here, I would do 25 boxes at a time. And I would go to the post office, and Lisa Turney, where's Lisa? I know you're here somewhere, right there. Someone wasn't very happy about it, and so I would call and go, is Lisa working today? And I would pull up with 25 boxes, and she'd put them on the cart. We would both say a prayer about them, and then she would get them done, and we knew what it would cost. And so that was a really, really special part. And then I've got a story about taps. I bet everybody's wondering, where did taps come from? Why are you playing taps? Back in the day, which it'll be now 17 years, one of the ladies that lived in my RV park, I call her Peggy Phil, she filmed this guy, and it was on Sunday morning. And it was about a man that couldn't go to World War II, so he would go out literally in Washington State on his balcony, and he would blow taps. And I went, I want to do that. That's pretty cool. I love that. So Michael found that recording, and I think it was his second one, so we were going to dedicate it on Memorial Day. So I had it on 5 the first night, and then the second night I kind of turned it up to 2, and then by the end of before Memorial Day, we had it on 10. So Jake Hernandez, one of the police officers, he came out, and I was like, Jake, we're not shooting guns over the pasture. We're going to do like a 21-gun salute. We're dedicating taps. And I said, and by the way, don't ever tell me to turn it off, because I won't. And he's going, is that where it's coming from? Nobody knew for probably a year and a half where taps was coming from, because it's only 47 seconds. And people would be driving by, and they'd be looking up and going, where is that? So it's kind of fun. And so Hank Lomar, that used to write for the DCI, he came and did a story about it once. And then all those years ago, he said it's the identity of Cedar Ridge. So I'm really, really proud of the TAPS part of it, and it'll stay forever. And then several people said, are you going to move it to your Veterans Park? And I went, no, that's kind of my personal deal. And if you've ever been to my place, the flag is half staff, and it's been that way for about 8 years, and here's the reason. A lady that I got a lot of the military names from, her son was in the Marines, and they were stationed at Camp Lejeune, and their unit got hit, and unfortunately 6 of the men in his unit passed away. So I just lowered the flag, and I had some dipwad come in my park and go, why is the flag half staff? Did somebody die? And I went, yes, every day. They're dying every single day, and it's staying that way. And I've never raised it, and so I'm contemplating doing that here and make a plaque and say, this is why this flag is half staff, because we have so many veterans that have died, and now they're all these veterans are dealing with PTSD. So it's my way of saying, it's okay. It's okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Have I talked enough? Okay. Are we good? I do every night. So what I'd like to do now is get my team up here, because without this team of experts, let me tell you how these people all just dropped out of the sky. What I'm going to do is talk first about my artist and my team that made this. So Lark, would you please come up here?
Like all the way up? Like on the rock?
Oh, no.
I am not getting up that rock. Just kidding, go.
So this is Lark Abel. She is the one that I contacted. And you're probably all wondering why I decided to do a monument. Art Lindsay, who started Big John's 40-some years ago, he lives in the Lindsay house down there. He passed away. And he had a little something in his garage, and that was it. He was a tail gunner in World War II, was shot down 3 times in the North Sea. And I just went, that's it? So Veterans Day comes along, and I went, there's no honor for art. So I decided, how's that better? So I went to Big John's, got a flag, and I hung it on his fence with his picture, and I told his story. And it was up for about 3 months. So I decided I was going to write my books. I put everything, year, month, and date. And a neighbor brought the flag back and said it had been up long enough. So I go to the Merc, and I'm driving by his house, and I was crying, and I said, Art, I'm so sorry, there's nothing I can do, it's not my property. At the light, 4.5 years ago, I said, I think I'll make a monument. I called Lark, and I said, Lark, let's make a monument. And she goes, how much money do you have? $750. And she goes, I'll pick up my pencil. So Lark and I have worked together from the absolute very beginning, which has been incredible. The team that I have, without them, there's just, none of this would even happen. We have a silent artist, we have a sandblaster, Megan, and without these women, truly none of this would happen. And what's the coolest part about it is they see in my head, which is dangerous. They get the feel about what I want. And when I do these monuments, I study them for about a month and a half. And then I arrange the pictures because it has to have the story, how it flows, and it has to make sense. And the pictures talk to me, and there's been so many times, especially with the Vietnam one, and you're probably gonna get up and leave when I tell you this, but it happened, didn't it? When I heard it. So we're sitting there, and I'm just so intense looking at this, and I had these little cutout people, soldiers in my hand, and all of a sudden I heard whoop, 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 get down, get down, get down, and I was like, oh my God, Lark, I gotta go. I hear what's happening. I had to leave. The next day I came back, and it happened again, And I said, they're in the wrong place. And as soon as we placed them together, it quit. So Lark has read my mind for all of these years. We work together as a team. Like Steve Kindeth, that has paid for all of this, he said a number of years ago, there's no I in team. We're a team, all of us. And without these girls, it wouldn't have happened. And then our silent artists went over to Pioneer Town and embellished them. And now they look three-dimensional. So when you look at them, we want you to touch them, we want you to rub your hand on them. Every single thing you see on there is done by hand with an X-Acto knife, everything. The only thing that's not is the wording. So I'm gonna clap for my team. Here's Lark.
So I just want to say that I've been the lucky one that gets recognized, and you know, I certainly do my part, but I have the most talented women that work with me. We work really hard. I have some fellas that work with me that do different things. There's a lot of people involved. Robert Stone is one of them who made the, makes the initial tablets, and I get acknowledged all the time, and I really appreciate it, but I couldn't do it without my dear, dear friends and women who work with me, so thank you so much.
Now we're gonna acknowledge all of these workers really quick. My team members, please come up here. Bill, Scotty, Steve, get up here.
Okay,
You don't know what that means. I put my hand on my hip.
Come on, Bill and Scott.